Hello guys, and welcome to RTS. And today we are having the campus edition, Comrade edition. No matter how old you are, you can never tell your mother-in-law to sit properly.
Hey.
My name is Haimba Simon. Welcome to the show. Yeah, allow me to introduce the panel. Of course, my co-host Willie Wizzy KE, and our special guest today, Marian the journalist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, Simon. Okay, yeah, many people don't know, but my name is Haimba Simon.
Isn't Zandani?
Yeah. Ati Willie Wizzy ulisema utaambiwa watu jina lako lini? When are they knowing your name?
Jina hapo. Naomba
Jina utaki.
Mnataka kusema jina yake kwa Willie. Mimi nikuita Willie. Mimi sijui.
Okay,
so hiyo unajua ya kwanza lakini hiyo nyingine tumeficha.
Okay.
Majina baadaye. Now let's get to the gist of the show. Today we are having campus edition, Comrade edition. And here by nimali tuna discuss hizi shida zenye comrades mnapitia, starting from finances, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health. Hizo zote we want to dissect them today. So today it's a fun free edition. Last week to inject. So to relax kidogo, kuna some stories tunangoja. Before take but they cannot find me in this palatial mansion.
As you can see, this is my luxurious 5-bedroom apartment. Come, let me show you how I live. It's not much. Wow. Look at that.
I hope the set ionyeshi where I stay. Disclaimer, I don't stay here. In fact, I don't know where we are.
To my mansion in Karen.
But guys, yeah, last week we did a great job. Thank you so much for the support. The viewers are streaming in, the subscribers, tuendelee tu hivyo. So today, back to the business of the day. Campus. Ni wote ni comrades.
Unfortunately.
So, Marian, how has it been kukua comrade? Ukisikia tu the name comrade, ukiambiwa wewe ni comrade, how does it resonate with you?
Okay. To be honest with you, by the way, I think hii ni opinion yangu inaweza kuwa like vary from most people, because nasikiaga watu wengi wakisema like Juja seekens them, ama being in campus seekens them. I'm actually having the time of my life in school. Miss Jui nashangaga sana nikisikia ampendi kuwa J kwa tampendi kuwa Juja. No, but to be so honest with you, I think the thing that made me most shocked vile nilingia shule is like suddenly my parents they suddenly discovered you're a grown up and you can handle yourself. So hiyo kukua micromanaged haiko as much as vile ilikuwa nikiwa high school ama before high school. So I'm basically loving the freedom that I have right now, and then also discovering myself, failing in places zenye sikuwahi fikiria nitafail. But then sasa I think I've told you this once and I'll say it again. I've also come to learn that the undoing is the becoming, and by that I mean like your failure, there is a lesson that it will teach you that is going to mold the next you. So maybe then if you guys are to ask me about how I find life in campus, being a comrade, except for the being broke part.
I don't have any money and I feel sicker.
I love being in campus.
Brokenness is constant.
Mungu anajua hata kupea do nafikiria kuma.
But do you know what's funny?
Constant kuliko vumbi.
Yaje? She's having the time of her life while being broke. But people are trying. Willie Wizzy. Comrade.
Hey. Kombia comrade. Si rahisi.
Hey, my life has become shit. I'm hungry, I'm horny, I'm broke. Hey.
I remember like when nikiwa back in high school. Nilikuwa nasema campus. Huko tulikuwa tunambonga mazima demo na tunamwona.
Madema na kukatia.
Usiku unafika kwa gate.
Sasa yako iko dry.
DM na chat na ule atoka anti Christine.
Christine karaoke.
Huyo ndo tunaongea na yeye wazee daily.
Anakwambia hi ka baba pale kwa email.
But this Sunday amesaidia sana. Bila Sunday. DM ilikuwa. Sasa TikTok.
Na Sunday kwanza.
Story ya Sunday tutafika hapo.
Lakini comrade life ni 50-50. Kuna times mazee ukiwa na do nini life is amazing, uko na friends nini, you explore, unaona you meet new people every day, unajijenga, una grow. But pia kuna that the bad part, ama niseme the negative part of comradeship. Ile kusota mtu wangu. Ukiitisha za huko mkiitisha za kabeji tu mtu wangu. Like it's not easy. Yeah. Comrade anaweza ku DM usiku saa 4. Hebu nijazie 3 bob.
Nitatumia mzai video, especially this part.
Mtumie by the way. Nijazie 3 bob. Nichukue mboga na avocado na get. So it's just hard. I think the finance part ndio inatumiza sana, then ina lead to the depression in story mingi. But naweza sema ni fun. By the time unatoka campus, umeenjoy, umeteseka, so hata ukienda into the outside world, ukuna experience mbaya.
Yeah, that's very true. Like in a nutshell, being a comrade ni about ni. Let me just say, to me, my experience to say many survival too. There's a guy say surviving is winning. Man, you're looking on the next day, you keep pushing. Because man, it's never that easy, it's never that serious at some point. But yeah, there's a very key point in your mention, especially on the finances. And I'd like to phrase my question in this manner. As we tackle this issue of finances, what are some of the items you think sisi kama comrades we have prioritized at the expense of our other items, na tunafeel nika they're draining us? You see, a sweet death. There is that thing yenye adika uko na chwani kwa mfuko uwezi kosa kuchukua. You see,
sherehe. Buda sherehe ya Friday.
You can't miss out.
Watu wame prioritize sherehe sana. And I think inafika msana kopa hadi aende sherehe. Mimi nimeona watu wengi. I'm not saying that mimi like
kopa uende sherehe.
Ngumu. But kuna people who go broke, lakini ikifika Friday, ama mtu anaweza save the whole week. Ameinama lunch, breakfast, nini. Lakini ikifika Friday ako out mbaya na ako loaded. So I think priorities ndio mbaya. And then kuna pia kuna wale watu wana struggle financially. Hatuwezi kwa the same si wote. Then kuna watu wako loaded. Watu najielewa kidogo wako loaded throughout the week.
Nika cameraman wetu Jamie. Shout out to Jamie, our camera guy on set. Kiona mambo inaenda vizuri, there's a brains behind it. Marian, hapo kwa finances, comrades.
Kwa finances nilipigwa na butwa sana when I'm asking for money back home, and then my mom is like, "Auntie, do you know you have 2 other brothers who are behind you?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, we're allowed to cuss on set."
It's okay.
Ndio sasa ninakuja ku realize so you see, like sasa nimefika the point where I actually understand. Mzazi yote yenye anakuaga kisema hana pesa, wallahi hana pesa. Kitambo tulikuwa tunaona kama ni joke. Kila time ukienda you're asking for something from your parents, wanakuambia hawana pesa. But then sasa when sasa you like, I think ni some kind of maturity that comes with the age that you are in right now. Yani you're barely even 25, but you can start seeing like, man, mtu ukosa pesa. Unafikiria nini meme fulani yenye husakulating inasemaga history repeating itself. Like unakumbuka when you were young ulikuwa unatembea na 1 book in the bag na coin ya 10 bob. Look at you now.
Now you
it's
an incarnation.
So I think I said okay, kuna times where we spend our money badly, especially madam. When it's that time of the month unapata ukispend on nishaikula pesa ya gas nikiservice cravings.
Ayona kila mtu amekula.
Pesa ya rent na gas.
Check you kula pesa ya gas.
Niliwaambia cameraman wetu hapo leo.
There is a lesson you haven't learned in life that you will only learn later. Utakula pesa ya rent ama pesa ya gas. Nimekula pesa ya gas mara 2 and I know like there is a lesson that you learn hapo hivyo yenye.
Alafu gas inaishanga usiku.
Sasa umeanza after umeweka unga ya ugali before ishikane gas inazimika.
You guys naambia, that's actually very true. And actually on the aspect yenye Mariana amesema, there's that point in unafika you start to call your parents. If you realize that your parents can have a sit down with you anze kuambia enyewe, my son, my daughter, this is the situation we are in. Tuko na hii mortgage, your brothers wanafaa ende shule, wanafaa ende hivyo. So you find man, ile pesa yenye ulikuwa unadhani iko, as much as pesa iko, mahitaji pia iko. So asieti mzazi hizi kwa na pesa na kunyima. That's one thing you have to we normally need to understand. And as comrades, tumekuwa affected in that we are growing in at a time when kuna tough economic situation, tough economic environment in our country. So napata even there is no money in the pocket. So now wewe una expect like you're supposed to survive like that as a comrade. From utapiga simu home, hadi napata sometimes. I normally go through these TikToks and I've realized TikTok is a place where people mask a lot of feeling. Napata tu mtu ameka caption yenyewe, nimeambia mzae nitumie kitu akanitumia 73 bob akaniambia kunywa soda. Like unajua tu that's everything ilikuwa kwa hiyo pesa, akatuma tu yote. So napata man surviving in these streets inahitaji do, cause we're in a world yenye uwezi survive for free. Si ati ni mali naweza enda ni pande mboga hapa ni chuna everything. You are forced to spend. You're forced to spend on a daily. So the financial thing, it's really difficult. We've spoken about the issue of what are some of the cravings, umongelea sherehe. But you know, you find that these are things which people do to keep themselves happy. Which leads me to my next question. Sometimes we've always been judging, tunasema umse yako ana smoke weed, umse analewa sana, umse yako so zoned out, dema anapenda series, anapenda nini. But have we looked at why these people do it? And that brings me to the topic of mental health. Say wakwaje mental. Marian, you've been an advocate for this mental health stuff. You've been doing a campaign, nimekuwa nikiona online. Take us through that.
Okay, so I think tukiongea kuhusu mental health begin hukua broad, because when you start listening, I love listening to stories of people who like wame go through challenges but then they overcame. So when you listen to those diverse stories, unapata some of them zina stem from home, wengine along their, as in life ikisonga mbele, they had encounters uko katikati zenye zili put their mental health at a place yenye si nzuri. And then also you also come to realize that in as much as kuko na watu wale wenye kuwa skeptical about it, kuna hii concept ya mental health diseases, if I may call them that. And I remember okay, we usually have these same conversations a lot with Haemba, and I remember there was a time I told you, like when it comes back to the aspect of jupia sasa hapa nitaanza tena kuanza kuongelea toxic parents kidogo before you get me back on track. I remember giving you this example, and I told you that our parents, like walizaliwa in a time yenye walikuwa wana fight for the independence of the country. Like their parents, yani wazazi wetu walikuwa wanapigania the independence of the country. Then there is something that always comes with war, like hatuwezi kuwa in war size. You see, like the way there was a thick cloud that was hanging over us hiyo period between it should be 18th of June up until during that finance bill period. Like there was that wave of the energy that was there was different, and that's why I love putting it this way, like when you come out from war hardens you and war toughens you. So the kind of love that our parents were supposed to receive from their parents, they didn't receive it. Now unapata most of our parents, they struggled so much because first kuko na wazazi wao, like our grandparents, kuko na wale wenye walikufia in war, na wale wenye walirudi after experiencing the trauma of all that, they couldn't show you that love directly after kuwa in such a tight situation. And so you find that some of our parents like trying to do the work ya healing nini, and some of them are still trying to heal up until date. So unapata like they will pour in a bit of that.
Transfer their trauma onto their children.
Exactly. That's why I love staying guided and I love telling people, like there is no manual for parenting. You will never understand your parent unless you're wearing that shoe that they are wearing.
Yeah, so we'll stem back to that story of parents. Willy Wheezy, mental health, comrades.
I think many people, vile Merena amesema, many people judge comrades when they party a lot, when they do these drugs, but they have not dig behind what's like the main cause of this. Wengine ni like parental pressure back at home. No. Like somebody ayuko in that good terms with the parents nini. So pressure iko mingi sana. And then secondly ni depression. Depression inapata like maybe lifetime issues to maybe financially, so like ana resort to some funny drugs. Alafu saa zingine shule academics can be stressing, umepata msee ametafuta missing mark the whole semester. Unatafuta lecturer the whole semester, unapatana na yeye anakuambia, did I teach you? Did kufunza kweli? Ati you taught me in 1.2 hapo nikiwa 2018 hapo. Anambia 2018 sikuwa nimekuja hata JKUAT. And so like that's another stress. So mental health ni muhimu sana, but it's like inakula comrades wengi. And many people wanna smile, but hawase wanatembea wana smile, they are going through a lot. And then our parents wanatuangusha. Like they don't have those sessions yenye wanakaa chini. Wanakuuliza, enyewe uko aje huko shule? Leo umesoma nini? Unaona? Because we only communicate with our parents tukitaka do. Ati leo niko mbaya, usinike kitu, atakuwekea do, but maybe ajui what you are going through. Unaona? So anakupea do na do drugs, but like ajui what nini nafanya, like mtoto wangu akaje shule. So I think if parents wanaweza kaa chini na with their children, wapigie simu ama waite home, waongee kidogo, like kama ni uko close na mama.
And you mentioned a very good point. Both of you mentioned the issue on the parents. I did run an anonymous campaign on the mental health, and some of the issues we were saying they were coming out is, the first thing was, there's that understanding. Like the parents need to understand this is a different generation. We are facing different issues. Another thing is, we have that trauma or stigma that people never knew they have, but they come to realize ndio inakuja kumanate baadaye. Because you find that sometimes to be fair, see at all the times the parents wako ni mabaya. Sometimes unapata ni the situation at home. So imagine kasai, let's say for instance my parents ana work at Semeto wako home, and maybe I come from a family yenye, let's say mzazi anafanya kazi kwa shamba, si ndio? So anafanya kazi kwa shamba, and here nimekuja kwa university, amenitumia all that he or she has, unaona, amenitumia yote, but I know na mimi naangalia tunajua hii nao ni yote, lakini naona haitoshi. You see, mimi mwenyewe hata before nichukue hiyo simu ni call home, na kwa nimefikiria sana ni wakati umefika mwisho. And that's what most of the comrades are going through. Unapata, yes you need this money, unajua yenyewe home nikipiga home wajaribu juu chini, yenyewe pesa itapatikana. So you find these people have decided to soak in everything within them, and now the world around them is trying to see like, why is a young guy depressed? No. There are a lot of things yenye tume shield him. On the issue of the parents, hapa especially kwa Timeka girls are the ones who suffer with this concept of manze amnielewi mostly, like you guys don't understand me, you guys don't, I'm feel chenye mimi na feel. Kulu tueleze on that perspective, amnielewi in relation to parents.
Now how exactly do I put it? But then let me take you back, Kiasi, on something you've said and has really intrigued me. You've said people wonder nini a young person as in nini
what can depress a young
exactly.
Yeah.
But as in there is so much, especially right now in the kind of setting and in the kind of world that we're living in right now, there is so much that can get to your mind without even you necessarily wanting it to happen to you. Because number one, let me give you a story. People usually ask me like, when in Kikuyu mbona huongeagi Kikuyu? Now I'm those people wale wa kusikia na hawaongei.
Ndio wale. Na kusikia lakini sikuelewa.
And let me tell you, haikuagi, unajua watu wengine huperceive kama ni maringo. Now this is particularly how like this happened. When I was young, we used to live in Muranga, and Muranga is central ndani kabisa. Huko ni people as in rich Kikuyus. Exactly. So when we moved, currently tunaishi Nakuru. When we moved to Nakuru, I come to this new setup that si wa Kikuyu pekee wako huku. So I remember this, and I was young. I think this is one memory I have kept na sijui mbona kwa me keep this long. I think I was about 5 or 4 hapo. And I remember we were in church, and then I'm trying to speak to the kids in Kikuyu, because you see, like Kikuyu that time was my primary language. Hakuna kitu kingine yenye nishailearn kuongea except from Kikuyu. I tried to speak to these people, and I'm like, haya, tuelewani. So I remember running to my mom, and there was like a small girl up over and telling them, hey mom, watu hawajui Kikuyu. So you see, sasa because of like we're not getting through to each other, nini. It got to a point where so now I have to start adapting, I have to start adjusting nini to the point of hiyo Kikuyu vile nilikuwa naongea kitambo ikaenda kabisa. But then you see, as a kid, at that time you are wondering like mbona inakufanya una feel odd yani generally. So as in kuko na vitu mingi kidogo zenye zinaweza fanya young people, especially in this setup of ours, to feel like ama sikuagi normal, because you meet other kids and then they tell you, oh sijui your eyebrows inakaje, oh sijui your hair inakaje, oh sijui you're not the right skin tone, oh sijui nini. Like there is so much that can get to you mentally. And then the aspect of comparison, you see this one has this you don't have, and then you start feeling like less of a human being because you ni kama hufiki your standard. And I think tuache kumake ikae kama like life's only worries are material things, because tunatakaga ikae kama unless kitu inakusumbua ni pesa ufai kuwa na shida. There is a lot that can happen within the life of a person that can cause you to go through so much stress, so much as in ikupe a lot of mental fatigue. So tuacheke kufanya history ikae kama ni pesa pekee inaweza kukuoverwhelm.
Yeah, that's very true. And then Willie, as Mariano unafikiria the question on, I had phrased it on the madem kutoelewa, and then but let me add you another question. There's this kitu nimesikia of recently, is it madem kifika 18 years ama 17 unaanza kuona ni kama umetoshana na mama zenu? I don't know if that's true. As you think about that, you'll expand on that. Willie Wizzy, is it okay for men to speak out? Comrade, gentlemen, comrades, when you jekia mashida, is it okay for a man to speak up? Ama, as you also answer that, mbona wanaume aongei?
I think I'll start with the second question, why men don't speak up. I think we have raised a society and a generation that when a man speak up, a man is referred as a weak man. We see you as somebody who should not be in the fit to be in this society. Because tumekuwa na generation yenye watu wanaona mwanaume he should be strong no matter what. But hatujui that men go through a lot as well as the other gender. So unapata msee akiwa na shida anasema watani judge. There's no need of nimekosa school fees, nisiambiane, they just laugh about it. At the end of the day unaambia beshte yako ama unaambia mumuri wako, wanakwambia buda you are a man, take heart. Always take heart on everything. At times you need that psychological help, counseling, kutalk. You speak up your mind and then somebody is listening to you as well.
Yeah, allow me to push you back on the issue of the stigma, especially on the issue of not being able to afford something. Because imefika to a point that people are saying that even say you are not even confident even to approach a girl. Kwani wanakuambia usikuje campus urudi hivyo like wakati kwani mimi stay to me statement ya we met in campus or whatever, but because unaona
mimi naona
nikitoka atunaona ukirudi hivyo. So
mimi naona watu walituambia ati campus like mademo na tungoja. I think those guys lied.
Uko sure crush yako yuko mahali amekumaka na
akuje.
Nasikia wanasema wamekumaka.
Kama uko below 23 years na uko in a serious relationship, mbwe.
Well, yeah, we are talking about the issue of stigma, the stigma that comes with the background where you come from.
Yeah.
You see, there are people like before I even unapata like there are a lot of guys who wish they could fundraise, but unajua unashangamaje, watanionaje? How does it feel? Unapata tuko in a generation ya corporate buddies. Corporate buddies wanataka nini? Stable ako hapa. Tuambie stable nini this kind of providing nini. But already you are fighting demons from your past. Some of the guys may grow without a father figure. So see, when they hear the concept of maybe providing a nini, it's a concept which is really, not that they don't want it. It's a concept which is quite vague to them, very unprecedented. They've not seen it. So napata they are still struggling. So napata before they adapt like to the society and yeah, it's okay to come out and say, man, I'm not from a well-able family. Unapata instead wase wanakuambia kuja tuende sherehe, inabidi unasema manze mimi sina do, unasema mimi silewangi instead of kuambia
sina do ya kulewa.
Yeah, you see. So you find there's that kind of stigma. So you mentioned on it. And so I want you to, on top of that, to add on something on the stigma. Your stigma, the where you come from as men. Do you think when you speak, what you say can be used against you?
No, I don't think. I think the problem is, who are you speaking to? Who are you like, una share story yako na nani? That's like the problem. Because you cannot share your story with everyone. Not everyone is going to give you a solution. Some people will just listen to your story and ask, hey, siku kijana bana kwao bana watu wanapigana, familia inapigana, you know. Unapata huyo kijana hizi afford school fees. Like it's going to use their story kuongea mahali, unaona. But like men, when they're confident enough with you, they'll tell you what they're facing. So the issue is, who are you speaking to? Is he or she going to give you a solution to the problem? Those are the questions that men really consider. And at the end of the day, wanamwanga kuna haja tuongee.
Yeah, they decide, let me just...
Yeah, unapata mtu sasa anaanza kuresort kwa maybe bangi, sigara, drinks, unaona. Ili nikunywe nilewe nizime.
Yeah, they are called the short-term users.
Iende sambayo huko nje, unaona. Kwa sababu unaweza sema story yako, leo unapata the next day story imetembea. Paka mtu anakuja kupigia story yako in another form. Sasa kuna jamaa fulani bana anapigwanga na demu yake.
We'll get to that point. Allow me to go back to Marianne. The issue of madem kifika certain age. Ni kweli mnaanza kujiona mmetoshana na wazazi ama ni myth?
Okay, Miss Chui, well, let me just be honest. But I think the thing that happens is, okay, you see, when sasa you are around year 18, maybe your parent feels like they're sending you out into the world, or you've been their little girl all that time, and then sasa now you start getting exposed to all that freedom, and you're like, and my parents are still micromanaging me hivi. So I think uko na hiyo tendency ya kufeel kama
you want to break out.
You want to come out of that shell. And then you see, plus I'll still keep referring to the times that tuko saa hizi. Like tunaka in a fast paced age. Sasa ka kitambo enye you were free to be a stay at home person, a stay at home mom, a stay at home wife, a stay at home girl if you didn't want to. So easy, you come and say all these things and you're like, instead of waiting for a man to do all this for me, I can do it for myself. But then sometimes like your parents will see what a feeling kama atuko sure mse anaenda kufanya nini out there. No, sasa ina cause hiyo nini.
Yeah. Your perspective.
Naambiwa ni clash of perspective. Yeah, the clashing perspectives sasa. Like kuna vile hamuelewani na sasa itakaa ni kama unakuwa kichwa ngumu, but if the two of you sit together and you actually understand each other na mkoza like this is what is going through your mind, this is what is happening, and these are my fears. When you have that honest and genuine conversation with your parents, I think it makes it fairly easier, right?
Yeah.
Right, Jamie?
Yeah.
Oh, anataka tutumie majina ngumu, tutumie harmonious basi.
Director.
Ndio shida ya kusoma group of skills. Nakuja unatusumbua.
Anafanya tutumie majina ngumu.
Yeah, as we try to drive away from that point of mental health.
Before we proceed, I think there is something else you had asked me. Ulikuwa umeniuliza regarding like mbona madem who feel kama as in
they are not understood.
For the first time, Aki, and this will never happen again, I want to agree with the camera person. There was a conversation that we had a while ago. Yeah, and the conversation went like this. Naturally, men were made to conquer tough situations. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cindy. So, naturally, men were meant to go through tough situations, and women were meant to be like soft, caring. Like when you're out there struggling and fighting the challenges of life, you know you can come back home to a shoulder that you can lean on, something of the sort. And there is also something else I saw that says men were practically created to be the brain of the house and women the heart. Like the man will go out there and fight, and the woman will be the person who oversees the household and whatnot. So when you come now to this setup, your corporate bodies, feminists, nini na ndio maana unaonaga madem hujichanganya kila time, because unaona kuna dem atashinda akiinsist ati
let me ask, how do feminists feel when they realize the word women has men in it?
I don't know. You see, Sasa, personally, it doesn't bother me that much, because I think there's some aspects of feminism that make sense, but the aspect that comes to the point of hadi na demean men wanakani kama there is nothing meaningful that they do. Sasa now that is what I totally disagree. Like, okay, it's fine, you go out there, work, get the money, but then kuna vitu basic tu sana adi for girl aki you should kind of feel katiti ukisema ati oh I can't cook for a man, oh I can't do his laundry, oh I can't. It's fine, but practically hizo ni vitu zenye
we'll get to that conversation
hapo kwa laundry campus.
We are coming there.
Lakini campus mnatutumianga vibaya tu.
Ngoja, we are getting there, don't worry guys. So as we on the issue of mental health, now the parting shot, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, is guys, it's okay to speak out. It's okay to speak out. We have so many avenues,
especially men
to help. Especially kukiwa hapa around JKUAT, we have so many initiatives. Bonga na the leaders, bonga na people. We have opinion leaders. Watu ni wengi, hatuwezi kosa kuwasaidia. So guys, speak out. If you are going through a rough patch, if you are going through a very difficult time, usiogope kuongea. As Mariano will put it, jibonge. You know, nika dustbin. Like we all have a dustbin in our mind. So the moment tunaipile up, ultimately itaja. If you don't let it out, manze
itakumaliza.
Yeah, it will split the dirt within you. So I don't know if any of you have anything else to add on top of your story of mental health.
I think too, like unaona to binali fanya about bino. There's a period I think look around
the men walk.
That men mental awareness campaign. It was the first one in my experience, and it was a good one. What will come out? Madem pia walikuja kusupport men, because every time nikonga tu ni like madem wanafilaje, it's not like wanaume pia wanafilaje. So for the first time tulipata msea na advocate for like men mental awareness. So tukiona hizo initiatives like frequently tunakuwa na hizo initiatives, itatusaidia sana as men, because napata msea anakuja pale anajibonga, because anaona mwanaume yako na shida nyingine hata kushinda yake, amebonga, huyu yako na shida nyingine kubwa amebonga. Yeye anabidi tu aseme mazee mimi upigwa na bibi, unaona, like and like hata ona ni kama wase watamguilt trip, unaona, hata kwa victimize. So hizo initiatives government pay inafaa support. such initiatives. Yeah.
Yeah, I think basically ni hivyo jibonge, and there is nothing that's too big that you're going through yenye hauwezi come up na solution. So learn how to speak yourself. Just a problem that's shared is a problem half solved. Yeah, so learn to speak out. Na pia be willing to do the work, because wasee who speak out, but they're not willing to do the work here to change like their state of mind. Can you exercise? Do a bit of exercise. If it's eating healthy, eat healthy. Basically find ways to keep your mental health in check. But most importantly, anza na kujibonga. Yeah.
Just kukulana keep you healthy mentally.
Tunakuja. What Jamie said.
No.
Director, okay. So just sip your juice. Sip your juice.
Yangu hataki kumaliza na maliza.
We are getting now. I know you've been waiting for this. Mimi nimekuwa nikisema hapa. Campus relationship.
Yeah.
Tumefika. Final. Let me just lean back as we do this. Sasa mmepatana, nimekuja nimetoka Shamahoho, Bungoma, whichever.
Sindo, umetoka Sindo.
Sindo, umetoka Homa Bay, whichever.
Oh God.
Nimekuja, I met this daughter of the mountain. This Chile from Taita, mtoto wa Mrima, mwingine this Luya babe Kisi. Mention them. Tumekuja tukapatania hapa campus. Tukasema tuna dates. Tuko in a relationship. Manze, hizi vitu zina work kweli? Are they working? Ama what can you say?
Usikie kuna zenye zina work.
By the way kuna watu kuwa happy.
Work. Which work?
Okay, yes. Mmesema, yes, thank you. Kuna zenye zina work. Kuna a few were happy.
Lakini most of them ni waste.
Let me ask you guys. And I'll put this as raw as possible. Are we having relationships on campus ama ni sex contracts?
Sex contracts. In my opinion.
Why? How when you're happy ni just sex contracts?
No, kuna like unapata una meet a genuine person. Mwenye mna share the same dreams, ambitions, nini. And like you guys end up dating na mna end up mnaoana from campus. But there's this like dating yenye mnaona mwendi mahali. Unaona? Like mko tu aside sex, what's your partner offering? Unaona? Kama like sio kukuja sleepover, wewe kupikia, wewe like kumbuy food. Like
is sex something to be offered?
Una anasaidia director ameuliza, is sex something to be offered?
Yeah. See somebody's offering you that.
Okay, nikuulize Willy. Ushay date?
Yeah.
Okay, why were you dating the person? Ulikuwa unampenda?
Of course.
So you love them, mtachi hapo. I won't go into detail. No, smile, no, nikaa nataka inject, no.
Inject.
Marian.
Let me get back to what he said.
Yes.
That he said something to be offered. One thing I have learned, a woman will only give you her body if she's deeply in love with you. But then sasa now the thing is that people
Hold up. A woman will only give you her body if she's deeply
no,
in love.
Unless
kidogo tu.
Ninaona mahali unaenda.
Okay, sawa, jibu.
Ninaona mahali unaenda.
Okay, jibu.
And I think what you are about to say ni story ya milaya hapo. Si ndio?
No, okay, there's that, but what I wanted to ask is sasa tumeenda house party. I meet with this chile, si ndio? Tume hang out, tume vibe.
Mpige shots.
Shots. Ama hadi mtapiga shots. 3 hours later, you guys are hooking up. Kwani hiyo ni kupenda mtu deeply?
Naomba nijitoe kidogo tu hadi.
No, I think it depends on the kind. Okay, like
you're talking about. Okay, I think let's talk about is it your perspective, ama it's what you?
Okay, this is my perspective, and most of the ladies when you may interact now, like the only circumstance under which this girl will be giving you her body is if number 1 you're offering something, or number 2 she's so in love with you to the point of there is nothing to hold back from you. You see,
guys, I think if we are saying the girl an offer, Connie, the guy is not offering.
No, I'm saying.
Okay, Pauleni, I'm not saying these questions to piss you guys off.
No, but still, to be quite honest, really, like nani hutaka ku how do I phrase it in a very euphemistic manner? Nani uitisha mechi?
Nataka kubomoa.
Inagonga mutual. It's a mutual.
Let's be honest. 90% of the time nani huomba mechi.
Let me tushikwa na side.
Usikiko na madem huomba mechi.
Tushikwa na side.
Tushikwa studies. And there's a person who you can't describe. Anakatia a girl, anakatia boy. Sijiko na kumka, anachukua simu yake, anaweka namba yake, na bado anaanza kumkatia. So I think inakwanga it's kind of mutual or something, but in the you see the same way. There's this thing they say, you've hooked up with someone, and then they normally say the 1 hour before, where you are pretending like you guys don't know why you are here.
Yeah.
So unapata like they are looking for the person who make the first move. So unapata mostly imekuwa push to the
interest inakuanga kwa wote.
Yeah, interest inakuanga mutual, but either we push the idea to one person. Umesema
need to jump start.
Lakini gari pia lazima iwashwe.
Ku jump start. Okay, so tumesema girl
wanaume wengi ndo wanakuanga jump starters.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So niko na mademu itisha mechi by the way.
Yeah, we have that, but in Akanga there's this thing which is okay. I think we have a lot of double standards to kwa hii topic, because boy akiomba itaka anyimwa tambua aliona dust. Dem akiomba anyimwa ataonekana alikuwa desperate. So you see, you have to find a balance. There's one thing I went with somebody on a walk and niko namwambia, why mbona history ya relationships campus imekuwa a very difficult concept, especially for you to start.
University students that are in a relationship, I have a question. How do you have the ability to commit to a whole other human when you can't even commit to your flipping attendance? You've got lectures, workshops, tutorials, deadlines. You're asking for extensions, yakhara. You're not showing up to your classes. You can't commit to a degree. You want to commit to a whole other human adult.
Not semeka sahi, if I'm dating someone, to date for close to 3 years, and then nianze kurudi tena tinasema see what's your favorite color. Kurestart again ngumu. So napata people before mtu anze hii concept ya sijui kudate, kuna kuwa na the set inakwambia haraka ina baraka, chelewa utapata mwana si. So you see, these are contrasting. Unaweza kakimbia mbio kwa offside. Atuseme okay, first years wameingia, you are the third year, second year, ama first year mwenzako unataka kudate again. Ukuje the first one akwambia you are too quick. Manze, the moment unamba you are too quick, unaweza kuwa tu you've lost that. You lost that opportunity. Ukuje baadaye akwambia manze sahi I'm kind of cuffed, ungekuja mapema or something. Yes, na it's nothing personal or something. So unapata there's that kind of balance you need to strike. Because sahi imefika point yenye it's either you strike fast, strike hard, go hard or go home.
Kabisa.
So you see, so unapata hiyo ndio the concept yenye especially your timing ya the relationship ya venye iko kwa hivi. So the thing is, why are people in these relationships?
And what relationships are we defining?
We are talking about the male-female relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, wapenzi. Currently, we are not going to speak about the crap of. Okay, I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't really agree with it. Yeah. The just same gender, LGBTQ. According to my country, in my country and my regulations, which I am. This is an opinion.
Countries are in support this shit.
Kenya.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Our customs don't allow it.
Guys, to any NGO watching this video, to any potential employer of me, these are our opinions, and this is what our African value system believes. We do not advocate for this same marriage, same gender,
same-sex marriage,
yes,
same-sex relationships.
So we are talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. So we come and where are people in these relationships? Allow me to give you a breakdown. Najee mekanika mimi ndio interview the whole thing, but so we are all interacting. Siseme interview amekuwa. So the people are in it for sex. Let's be candid and honest as it should be. Kuna watu wako in it unapata for money. Wala pesa anani madem.
Kuna mtu anapenda boy ama anapenda dem.
Na kuna maboy anapenda dem. Because honestly kasai there's this conversation you are having like haimba sahi kitaka lunch utapigia nani? There's this chile na like there's I'm calling mwambie lunch. You know, like in a kind of relationship, yeah? You need for the money. Or if the guy go like, oh, piga high band tapata lunch. So what I need to around this. So napata there are those who are in it for the favors. Kuna those who are in it for maybe to get somebody. So peer pressure. Manze nishaenda hapa Getsi. One thing you need bamba na Getsi ni juu. Nendanga Getsi kununua napatanga kapo. Kapo wako hapo wameshikana tu mikono.
Wakienda kununua sukuma ya mbao.
Haikuangi hadi ambao. Niwekea sukuma ya 10 na mai 3. Do you know what I did? There's a certain time, yeah, nilipatanga kapo hapa kwa my mama mbogas. Yani not my mama mbogas, mali nanunua mboga. So nikapata hapo akichukua sukuma ya 10 na sijili kwa sukuma ya 10 na mai 2. Nifika tu hapo bachelor boy nikamwambia niwekea sukuma ya 20 na mai 3. Nilisema tu ndikani ni double tu yao. But hii pressure itakuwa. There's this guy Willie Weber kwa spoken word alisema to be a king you don't need a queen, you need a kingdom. Sasa ile the impression nakwambia hapa ndio survive huku lazima ukue na dem. So napata kuna msee ako tu na dem because the society inasema lazima ukue na dem. Nikuuliza what's your favorite color dem wako? Ujui. Anapenda nini uji? Okay, akijam demons zake zikikuja utafanya nini? Akijam nani murife?
Unajua di birthday unajua tu Valentine.
Mazee uji birthday unajua tu Valentine zikifika ama hadi anniversary yenu mlianza kudate. Unangoja tu uone uchungulie kadari kake uone kama utaona hiyo date. You see, unapata kuna wale yako in it for peer pressure. Of course kuna wale yako like they wanataka kupata mtu tu genuinely wa grow na yeye wa support something of the sort. So mainly kuna hizo ni
experimentals.
Yeah, experimentals. Kuna wale wa smash and pass is it a relationship? Whatever as they do, friends with benefits kuna wenye anaita hivyo. So ni map of the breakdown of the main relationships. So mkiangalia on an average gani ndio ziko nyingi? We have sex, kuna za peer pressure, kuna za really companionship, kuna friends with benefits. Gani ndio?
I think it's obviously the sex relationships are more. Hey.
The sex are more.
Hey. Yeah.
What can we attribute? Nini tunaweza attribute to the relationships that just for sex being so many?
Well, I think pia ni number one, very experimental. Like you want to know how sex feels. Like how do you guys feel mkikulana? You see, and then pia
kidogo nidhani hiyo ni swali.
Ungejibu
kidogo ujibu.
I just sip my juice.
So as in there are people who experiment and find it like as in this is something I want to be doing for the rest of my life. So progressively
Director
why you laughing? See, it's true. See, there people kuna watu wanataka kukulana hadi wa dead ama. No, and then also aside from that like
lucky bastard.
And then pia like aside from that me okay kuko na ile yenye pia like out of fear as in you the sex relationship some of them are contributed by fear of losing this person. Like kumseme kwa kikula bomb nini you've never felt like this and then now this person tells you if I'm not sleeping with you, you're not bringing anything to the table because I'm doing all these things for you. So if if kama hunipay, there is no need of us being together. And then now because you're afraid of losing the person, you decide like to get yourself in a sexual relationship with them.
Relationship to keep the
so
thing going.
And in your perspective, does that work?
No, it doesn't. Basically, what that happens is like if you're not comfortable sleeping with a person, you're just you're pouring. Hey, you're putting your sorry, excuse me.
Yes, you catch up there. We'll get back to you.
Sorry.
If I may say history, I may say my story, relationship, maybe sometimes people are in it for sex to keep it going. Wewe as a gentleman, for me to have a perspective yangu, what do you look for in a girl? As a guy, as a gentleman, what do you look for in a girl? Now keep in mind, these people, kuna nyoneka, sex to keep the relationship going. So if I may ask, ni nini unaangalia kwa dem? I'll also give my opinion, but what do you look?
So Mimi, I think what you like, what can you offer? Not just sex. Uwezi tuambia ati wewe uko hapo kwa ajili una like sex. Offering in terms of ideas. Like ni dem mwenye naweza reason na yeye, unaona? Dem mwenye nikiwa na yeye naweza progress. Unajua unaweza kuwa na dem lakini it's just like anakudrag. But unaweza kuwa na dem na dem anafanya una grow. So if you have a girlfriend, you should ask yourself this: is this girl making me to grow, or am I like depreciating? Unaweza grow in terms of values, maturity, you know, financing maybe. Unaweza pata dem mwenye anajua ku manage finances. So like inamaanisha you'll be spending less ama you'll be spending wisely. But unaweza pata ile dem wa 20k every Friday kuiva.
Nataka 20k urgently.
Anataka 20k urgently. Na nini ni msik, unaona? Okay, sema hizo ni mbaya, but those emergencies zikiwa mingi pia sasa ni unnecessary. So mimi naangalia like what are you bringing on the table in terms of values, reasoning. Tunaweza reason, no? Naangalia reasoning yangu na yako, like kama tuendani, acha tu ikae. Sex is just an add-on, but si lazima, it's not a must. Sema tu kweli, it's just an add-on.
Na kuiva
for
kuiva
looks,
it's not for everyone. Kuna wale
umeiva na tumeshiba. Unaweza kuwa umeiva na tumeshiba. We're not interested.
Yeah.
Marian, what do you look for in a guy? And remember, I'll still come back to you on that issue.
Okay. The one thing that makes me I'm not seeing anyone right now, and the reason.
Yeah, guys, take note. She's
I'm
not seeing anyone.
She is single. She is single. Uliwezi uko na mtu?
Naomba nijitoe kidogo. Tunaweza ongea behind the camera.
Yeah. So first me sijui whether sometimes I say these things and then like people look at me and I wonder, kai kwani am I a weird person? But number one, I know there are still many things that mimi mwenyewe as a person I need to work on before I go and dump them on someone else. So first I'm doing the personal work, but and that's why when it comes to checking at the guy who I'll be seeing, I want the person to have done the work, because mi sizi kwa ninakuaga do the work on myself all the time, and then say you come and dump your baggage on me. I don't want that. And then
what do guys dump on women?
What do guys dump on women? Like, okay, kuna wase hukuwa na like their own family issues, nini blah blah blah. I don't want any of that. Because you see, for me I'm working on myself as a person. I'm trying to remove anything that you might find as a hindrance in me that will make our relationship to fail. I'm trying to work on it right now. So, in as much as you may not be perfect, don't give me the work of having to come in. I can't fix a man.
So you want a perfect man?
I don't want a perfect man necessarily, but I want when we're coming to the table, I want you to at least have made a bit of effort to.
So a man who's approaching perfection.
Exactly. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to have tried. And then I think I think.
Okay. Yeah. Probably cut short, but I think you guys have been mentioning like on the individual perspective of hivi. Nataka mwe break down mseme ka. Mimi nataka mseme mwenyewe, tuseme tunataka tu tuende. Like tuseme let's just be the way to describe up. Atuache story nyingi ya a guy mwenye ana approach perfection. Tuseme mimi nataka mseme mwenyewe. Si kila siku ananiambia sex. Unataka mseme mwenyewe.
Personal.
Unaona? Sema hata type yangu. Type yangu ni yo.
Mseme ka wizenge.
Kidogo niseme.
Akamsewa gym, unaona?
Hivyo. Let's just say that. For ease of understanding. Kuna hiyo the personality. We'll come to describe the personality, approach and how they should be. The baggage. Sila nataka mniambie wewe unataka demu mwenye hapo hivi. Mimi nataka demu mwenye tuseme. For instance, kama mimi nataka relationship yangu ikuwe private, sisi taka demu mwenye kila kitu tukiwa kwa nyumba. Guys. My man. Okay, one thing, let me explain to you the reason as to why I don't like my story being on TikTok. Kuna TikTok couples, sindio? Ni wengi sana. You find like host G, A and B couples. But what if those relationships don't work out?
Mkiachana, you owe everybody an explanation. Mbona mmeachana?
Actually, to make it worse, apart from you owing everyone an explanation, imagine I had a TikTok with a certain girl, tumeachana, and you are posting everything we are doing there. Maybe mlikom na make out, or maybe you are kissing na make everything on social media. So imagine if I'm dating the next girl, we are them next, akuja apate all that things about you on social media. Like, how does it feel when you look at your past is being displayed out there? Like, as much as you may not agree, our past really influences our future. You can't be comfortable. Personally, me siwezi kuwa comfortable na dem mwenyewe. Niko na dem, but nikiangalia kwa social media records yake na two story videos anafanya na ex wake. Personally, for me, that's a deal breaker.
So hadi Alicia Kadini akiokoka.
Alicia hata okoke, mimi staki nini. So yeah, I think
that reminded me of Michelle and Talami.
Where am I that way? It's because Alicia. Where am I so judgmental against Alicia? And of course I'm not judging. This is my own personal opinion. It's because you know. You can't say that you are ignorant. Of course kuna ile mnaweza sema like, oh, I was jili kwa kitambo, this was something I never knew that. And also you make an effort to get rid of it. But wewe umeiacha tu and you know you are doing it and you know the impact it can have on. Little knowledge can be dangerous, but at least you are knowledged. What wanasemanga, those who are kwa Bible, I don't know if it's the Bible wanasema like, those who have knowledge will be judged more, the teachers will be judged more harshly because they know these things. So wait, say me personally, I know social media never forgets. Why then would I go and carrying my personal life, my personal life on social media? You see, you never know the impact, and that's one of the reasons as to why CCK guys, it's very difficult for us to be loud lovers. Of course, pia mimi naweza kataa kuwa na dem mwenye. For instance, tusemekani main campus, tunaingia naye shule, we can work with. I'm not ashamed to work with people. Mimi nitatembea nawe, if you want to hold hands, we'll hold hands. But sasa, what if I do all that na manzi and then ifike mahali nicheze? You see, that's the fear.
Tumezoea kuwaona
mkitembea. Ati haimba na nani, how do you utambia watu nini? See, that's one of the reasons. So ndio maana mimi relationship na siji kuweka everything on social media. Man, it's very difficult, especially when you are not so sure about it. Inakwanga ngumu because social media never forgets. Your history will always be.
Wezi anza YouTube channel na mpo wako.
YouTube channel na mpo wangu. Tunaweza anza YouTube channel na mpo wangu. But sasa it depends on what are we sharing on that. For instance, kama tumeamua tuanze podcast. You see, podcast is about ideas and whatever, but sasa stories are bedroom affairs, tuko hapo sijini, we are having an argument. You see, kumpoa, first thing, before I date someone, you must be a friend first. You see, I'm a strong believer of growing to love, not falling to love. Things that fall break, but things that grow last. That's one thing I believe. Because na mini kienda, for instance, if I want to date someone, say first Joanna, sindio, we'll go for walks and whatever, and then that period is like, I'm starting to know you. Oh, you love novels. Oh, I'm also a novel lover too. You love these types of documentaries. Pia mimi napendeza documentaries. Oh yeah, social media is kind of like, you don't like to anika your life on social media and whatever. Oh, it's okay. You do TikToks and whatever, but sana ile ya dance kujibamba, but your personal life, okay. That's a plus. You see, you grow. You realize, oh, udem anajua anapenda kupika, mimi napenda kupika. Favorite yake ni gani? Ugali. My love. Bas. See, you go step by step. But the problem with falling in love is that nika to pile up books. You see, wacha nitumie kaa hii remote together with this, and I don't know if you can find any other item. Louise, can I have your phone? So this is how the concept of falling in love works. According to me, this is my own opinion. Seme ni mwana udem. Okay, ni petite, maybe test ya ni test ya mtu petite, or maybe whatever. So unasema, oh, this chili yako hivi. So nimempenda to that first sight, that's falling in love. Oh, ni chila kuanika life yake on social media kila kitu. My dislike inapungua, you see. Attraction ishapungua. ni demo nini, ni yule demo sijio, it's Gio, like sijui my man lazima afanye nini, lazima anipe girlfriend allowance afanye nini, and I don't like that, you see, inapungua. So sijui ni demo fitina hizi kaa chini msolve issues, ni yule demo yenye hii kitu kifanyika naweza kwamba you know what, do you know I have so many options. Unaona ule fall in love na mtu ile na package, but every realization you make ina reduce that package. But so the importance of growing to love is she's just a mere girl. No. Anapenda hivi, she's a person mwenye mnaweza ongea, anaweza kusaidia, maybe when you have an idea nini atakwambia like hey let me help you, an addition. She's a person mwenye if you share with her the issue anaweza kwambia like hey let's fanyaje, let's try this, let's try to ushijaribu concept ya siji, let's try and do these videos and edit at least to grow our editing skills. You see, that's what I believe in, growing to love. And so ndio maana nilikuwa nauliza hiyo type yako, because there's one thing which you normally fail to do at first, the due diligence. Na ndio maana watu wengi unapata to reach a point yenye sex ndio ina keep the relationship going. Because if tumeseme director amepatana director wetu Jamie, shout out to Jamie again, director wetu amepata dem mwenye anapenda camera work, anapenda nini editing, you see, that's something they have in common, you see. Dem seme anapenda outdoors na nini, anapenda outdoors nature walk, let's say director pia anapenda hizo, you see, we have so many things in common to the point that itafika sex is maybe just an addition.
Exactly.
You see, so unapata like sasa ukimkishaongea na mtu before unajua mimi napenda hivi, mimi napenda books, we can do just normal hangouts, I love listening to this type of music, I love doing that, at least nitakuwa na so many things in common. My dream huwa kudate mtu mwenye like ikifika point yenye I work, it's very difficult kuachilia because you know the type of person you are losing. But sasa imefika point ya relationship uko like nikiachilia dem ni mechi tu napoteza, nothing else, I don't know her as a friend, I don't know her as this. So see, hiyo ninapata kuna kwa hiyo story ya sijio type yangu ni ina, if we don't stay the same way tunasemanga, if you don't love, cow down, don't step on the cow shit. So if you don't love story na drugs nini and whatever, alcohol, don't go to the bar, don't go to the youth wenye unaona, the youth you tend to judge, you see, that's how it should be. I believe kwa hii relationship let's do due diligence, like hiyo period yenye unajua mtu akwaje. There is a very vague idea that people change. Sometimes people change, sometimes they may not. So usway bank on somebody will change later on. So nusema if maybe I'm interested in dating this chile, najua udema kwaje. Mimi pia the same inafanya pia the chila anaangalia sema this guy haimba ni a game mwenye analine na value zangu. Ni the type of game mwenye tunaanza kukaa chini to sort issue. Is it the type of game mwenye siete itakuwa nasema sijui my ex. One thing I don't talk about ex. If it's you ni wewe. Story ya sijui my ex did this, my ex did that. Hiyo pia imechangia hizi relationship kwa nyingi. So in my very lengthy and whatever discussion, my idea was to bring to you is like I propose watu wajue, know the person you're going with. It's quite like mtu unaweza kaamka asubuhi useme like man I'm leaving. Like know the value, the worth of the person, you see. Ndio like nikisema kesho if nakosana na udem man, whatever I'm losing, udem amenigrow, udem amefanya hivi, at my lowest alifanya hivi, at whenever I never had, like sile usikane koko na mtu mwenye una force like sijui can we hang out ako like niko okay. They say if they want they will, if they wish they would. Manze pia mtu akiwa na all the available resources akitaka atafanya, but tumekuwa tusiforce easy bonds, limekuwa
I think hizo ndio zinaleta much problems especially hapa campus. Like unampata mse like una clean, unaona like nipende fanye favor.
Yeah, on top of that attachment. Ukiangalia attachment, Marian pia tutasaidia kuongelea hiyo story attachment, akieleza the concept of people wako kwa sex to keep the relationship going, because I pay your story ya what can also women offer and whatever.
And also, Marian, give us your view as a woman of sex.
Yeah, your view of sex as a woman.
What it means to a woman.
Yeah, think about
it. There's a phrase hivi, like do you think sex upper campus, is it like, do you think, is it early enough like is it early enough to have sex in campus?
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Is it early enough campus to like having that sexual relationship?
okay. No, when I say this, I might be judged, and I'm not afraid of being judged, by the way.
But you're speaking in
But
your
your
space.
opinion, this is your opinion.
In my own opinion, I think where we miss it is our parents, much as they tried, they have always taught us that sex before marriage is wrong. And I know that's a conversation, especially when you have it with campus students, in a quite bit hard. But then the problem is, you will sleep with this person in the name of this person, like kind of being a boyfriend, and then arudia kuache hivyo. And then whether we like it or not, you will always feel attached to this person because you give them you give them yourself wholly.
Toroka.
Sasa,
And I have a question to interrupt you. Say before marriage is a sin. And what if they divorce?
what if
They divorce after the marriage, but they still have the sex.
me so many Biblia. that's what I'll tell you. Because now you okay, when I answer that, it will force that going into a lot of vitu mingi theological. Yeah, but on a serious note, the reason why our parents told us this is ndivyo mtu akufikishe to the point of marriage, lazima you don't just marry anyone. Even if you guys will get divorced later on, you had an intention from the start to spend your forever with this person, and you can't spend a forever with somebody you don't love. Well, unless it's a marriage of convenience, come out to sign contracts to get married, nini. But we're not focusing on that. Like, we're being human beings, like the most human humans. Now, as in, don't sleep with somebody. Okay, don't sleep with somebody who will just as in, you guys will just have sex and then mrudi mwachane uko baadaye. I think the impact that will have, the kind of impact that it will have on you, itakuwa so grave, and sasa now it will start taking you back to the I have to start getting a therapist, nini, because these are things that, had you taken your time to actually understand and know that this relationship that we are in right now, it's not just a relationship of convenience. It's something that's going to build me. It's going to help me grow my purpose. So don't just give yourself to anybody. Alafu haimba, let me say one last thing. Hujaiona hii nini yenye huwa ina circulate. Ushaona hii nini yenye huwa ina circulate ikisema like, ukijua you have something important to do, don't go having sex the night before you have something important to do. Because I don't know, ni kama there is a spirit that hovers around your aspect ya sex.
That question ilikuwa muuliza, is it ni bahati mbaya ama ni nini, something of the sort.
Yeah, I don't know, because you see right now dealing with such a liberal generation, sometimes inakuwa a bit hard, because when you start speaking about the Bible, inakani kama you are a bit retrogressed, kama retarded, kitu kama hiyo. But then sasa, like, don't sleep with somebody mwenye utakuwa so emotionally attached to them. But then unajua sex pia ufanye you think you are in love, but you are in real sense you're not in love. It's just the dopamine that comes with the sex.
Yeah.
So yeah, in general, before you even give yourself off to somebody, ama before those say, make sure that at the back of your mind you're sure that, number one, what I'm doing is right. And by right I mean it this way, like, I know I will spend my forever with this person. I won't be used by this person. Nitumike na wewe mtu mwingine. By the time you're getting married, wanakupata ukiwa mtaro already juu ya vile you've been used by a lot of people. So yeah, I think from my own view of sex, and that's why I was saying earlier, ikifika a point that a woman gives you her body, like normally when it comes to the point that this woman will be giving you her body, she has to be so dead sure that she's really in love with you, and it won't like, because maramingi in all honesty, women don't have a lot to offer, to be so honest. So ikifika mahali she's actually giving you her body, she has given you everything that she has. So yeah, don't go sleeping around with everybody. Like, take time, jielewe kwanza, jipende kabla ni hiyo love yenye unatafuta uko nje, jipe kwanza. I think that way it minimizes instances of hooking up randomly with a lot of people.
Really? Kugongewa.
Ni constant.
Kugongewa is real.
Constant.
Sijapenda. Naenda nyumbani. Kula chapati na maharage.
So yeah, well, okay.
Mimi nimesema sehemu nigonge tu.
Manchester siguzwe.
Msigonge. Mgonge tu lakini Manchester weekend.
But I believe story ya kugongewa. Guys, allow me to give you this. To you who's out there. To you who's struggling about story ya sijui nimegongewa ama sijui nini. The first thing ni sio umegongwa. See, look at this way. Ukigongewa, whether ni boy ama dame, niende ametaka.
For me, this case is finally closed.
We have things we call the circles. We have the circle of influence, we have the circle of control, and you have the outer circle. The circle of influence is the things which you can influence to change. The circle of control is the things which you can control to change. The outer circle are things which are beyond your circle. Where is kugongewa? Kugongewa is on the third circle. The circle which is outside your control. Because they say, ikigongwa ni jua litaka igongwe.
Uweze mzuia.
You cannot control someone. The same way, if you want to go out there and drink beer and you have the money, nobody can control you. Akwambie, don't go do that. So let's focus on working on things which are under our control. Work on yourself. Under your control, you have yourself. Under your influence, you have those who are close to you, and not all of them will be able to influence. But let us not measure ourselves on the non-issues, on the issues which are beyond our control. So manze, comrade, umekatu hivyo, ikigongwa ni sawa. It's not the end of life. Usifeel nikawe ni mchache juu inafanyika. You see, yale amua aende hivyo.
Usikie kitaka, like udema kitaka gonga, hata ukiwa na yeye. Hata mko na yeye itagongwa. So naona, kugongwa ni demu kuamua. Akishaamua yeye si wa kugongwa atagongwa. So stuff yenye una feel vibaya ati manzangu niligongewa dem nini. Just move on.
It was real for me.
Yeah, it's like the same way when unasikia mkienda kwa house party and the girl starts getting comfy with other guys. Manze, take that as an early sign. Shukuru Mungu umeipata mapema, ujaipata baadaye wakati una plan kumua next week. Manze, don't be so rigid to change. If you see a red flag,
shida ni ugongewe. Hata uje igonga.
Ugongewe na uje igonga.
Kiwezekana ulie hadi ukufe, unasikia? Yes.
Anapea mtu mwingine agonge, uje igonga.
Okay, guys.
Kona aje.
Things are moving fast. There's a recently nimesikia mtu akisema ati somebody has not heard your inner sound. I don't say that your ex. Kuna a lot of stories. But yeah, so that's it on man. In every aspect of life, focus on those three circles. Your circle of control, your circle of influence, and the outer circle. Control what you can, influence what you can. Whatever you can't, manze, achana tu nayo. Life ni about kujibeta, kubeta those around you now. When you atamua wende hivi, uwezi prevent. If it makes you feel better, kama kuonyesha dust, ako mahali anaona dust. Mwenye unasimpia ako die mingine anasimpia mtu. So manze, ni hivyo ndio life hukuwa, ni kasako. Can I rotate too? So I know this episode has been so long, but let's just give our concluding remarks. Tukimaliza, we'll start with Mary Ann. Atakuwa na address the issue with the mental health. Message yako kwa watu wa mental health.
Okay. So, I'll speak to you as maybe, let me say, an elder sister, kitu kama hiyo, or just a sister. Tujifunze ku speak up. Like, I know there is that fear of the person whom you're speaking to might go and spread it out, but let's learn how to choose the people who you are confiding in wisely. Usikae na shida, don't keep bottling up those problems within you. Learn how to speak out, speak up and speak out. And by the way, to the men, never feel ashamed for speaking out. Nobody will if you feel like you're being perceived as a weak man, you will die as in utakufa na shida yako, hivi ndivyo najaribu kusema hivi na kizungu. Yeah, so you will end up killing yourself in the process of thinking you'll figure things out. But learn how to speak up, jibonge na the right people, and I promise you and I guarantee with time utaanza kuona the solutions. Yeah.
Wizi.
Mine,
your parting shots.
Mine is to campus boys. Sisi ma campus boys. Unajua pressure imekuwa mingi, mademo anatupea pressure. Unajua na wababa hapo nje. So anaanza kutupea pressure ingine iko ati wewe lazima uwe na gari at your 20s. Usikuwe mwizi uko nje. Utauliwa. So just take the process, trust the process pole, alafu madem mwache kutamani vitu mingi, like unapaka unaenda hapo unakuwa na maisha ingine ati nategemea mbabas. Like you survive. Sisi ni madem wote. But like some of them, no. So story ya mbabas nini na vijana pia wameanza kupenda wa mama. Vijana best kizi hata kijana amewekwa mahali. But anyway, thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for subscribing, sharing with your friends. Tuna grow pole na we trust the process na tuna enjoy. See you on the next episode.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And as we conclude, manze, remember you are worth, you deserve everything, but you don't have to feel much of a lesser person. Let's not what other people do out there with themselves determine who you are. Manze, wewe jikaze, ngangana, manze. Unajua dreams si kama ziwa itaganda. So keep on chasing it. No matter how many days inalala, haiwezi ganda, manze. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for continuing to tuning, manze, mna subscribe, mna watch these videos. We are doing this because of you. We are who we are because of you guys. Without you, manze, we are nothing. We are just maybe sisi ni tu. We are nothing, manze. To be short, I've been your host, Haimba Simon.
Wizi KE. Alafu tuko na our amazing guest.
Yeah, Miriam the journalist.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye. And then tumalize na Comrade wisdom.
Subaru.
In the wisdom of the comrades, a barking dogs alerts the owner and the thief. Fikiria hiyo. Thank you so much.